Child, so Salt Lake City was all about Lisa and lawsuits. And then we also found out that Bronwyn might be sucking on gout Zick. Child, I said not gout schlong. Is that what the white girlies call it? The schlong, the pipe? Girl, so the Salt Lake City girlies came in talking about sucking on gout Zick. And I was the Atlanta girlies ain't even go admit to sucking on no African foo-foo Zick from Fenty. Exactly. But we gonna talk about it, child. So I'm gonna give y'all the Salt Lake City review. I want to talk about Moniece real quick because Moniece came back to clap back on not only Apryl Jones for that interview she did with Carlos King, but Carlos King. She was like, Alvin and the Chipmunks, bring your ass to the front. She drugged them, child. And then Sierra's sister-in-law, Sierra from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, why is her sister calling her a lying, pill-popping, junkie-ass bitch? I said, girl, Sierra, you got a lot going on. And y'all know Sierra my favorite, but we got to talk about it. Exactly. Anyway, so welcome back, friend. Welcome back. Get you a little cocktail. It's Wednesday. I'm living life of sobriety. I'm gonna take my ass to the gym when I get done. But if you didn't check it out, check out my review earlier of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I also talked about the Cardi and JT beef, Trump, the ICE shooting, da. Anyway, so welcome back. Make sure you subscribe and hype my video up. Hype me up. Y'all gotta teach me how to do a TikTok. Like me, so I can do the little hype me up thing. Anyway, so hype up my video, friend. Anyway, so let's start out. I think we're gonna start out by talking about this. Let's talk about Sierra first. Then we're gonna talk about Monique going off on Carlos King, child, in April for that interview she did when she was talking about Omarion and Feds and shit. I didn't think it was that bad. I talked about it in my last video, but I guess. Okay, so first let's talk about Sierra, child. Sierra from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I'll put the timestamp. So if you just here for Salt Lake City, give me about 5 minutes. I'll put the timestamps in the comments. Exactly. So Sierra posted this earlier today, and we didn't know who the hell she was talking about or what the fuck she was talking about. But this is what Sierra said. She said the devil really be trying to work, but for this girl to be homeless, staying with her dad, wearing 2001 clothes and shoes, and just was fighting for her life in the hospital, how dare you? You cannot get mad that you stayed down for 18 years with a nigga. You built his whole business and he left you high and dry. Now, the fact, whoever this girl is, she talking about her sister-in-law. So I'm assuming Zayd's sister. But the fact that you said that this girl stayed down with a dude for 18 years and he left her high and dry, be careful when you talk about women because that could easily be you. You never know what situation you're going to be in. Sierra don't seem like a dumb businesswoman, but still. Anyway, she said, she goes on to say, you need to go pop some because I know your fat ass stressed the fuck out. First of all, Sierra used to be fat, but whatever. She said, I know your fat ass stressed out the fuck. No, I know your fat ass stressed the fuck out. You actually recorded me being vulnerable the other night after me not seeing you for 2 years. And then she was like, I had to stoop this low, but you cannot get mad at me because my cousin saw you being a hater in a comment and she went in on your fat ass. And now you trying to say, I'll pay her. Girl, bye. And then it says, Tanky, the wannabe queen, sit your ass down. So she's talking about her sister-in-law. You got to be a bold one to talk about your man's sister like this. But I mean, Krishan beat Blueface sister and his mama up. So I guess if the coochie tight, then dudes don't care. Anyway, so in her caption, it says, now y'all Atlanta people go to Tanky days with her hating ass. All she do is talk about people all day anyway, miserable ass. And I don't care what nobody think. I'm tired of everybody coming at me and I got to be the bigger person because I got businesses and I got a platform. Fuck that big back. Sierra got a lot of talk for a girl that used to be a little curvy girly herself. Now, I don't have a problem with surgery girlies. By all means, get sucked, plucked, tightened up, or whatever you gonna do. I'll be right there with your faja friend. And when you get fat again and have to get sucked and plucked again, I'll be back with you. Exactly. Go get your massages, girl. But I don't like when girlies go lay down on the table and then start clowning all the big girls. Because, bitch, you'll be right with me eating oxtail egg rolls. You just got yourself sucked and plucked, and I'm too scary to get sucked and plucked. But I digress. So Sierra is going in on her sister-in-law named Tanky. Do y'all know who Tanky is? My Atlanta girlies. If y'all know who Tanky is in the street, let me know. But this is what the girl Tanky had to say. She said, I'm really dealing with some Lifetime movie stuff. This girl really paid somebody to harm me, all because I don't want to be her friend anymore. Sierra, you paid somebody to do something to this girl? Is that why she was in the hospital? I don't know, y'all. I'm just reading the tea as I'm telling y'all the tea. So she said, I left the friendship almost 2 years ago peacefully and never spoke on it. But she has definitely crossed the line, put my lift in jeopardy. I'm assuming she means put my life in jeopardy. And then she said, after today, I'm done talking about this shit. It's a must I tell the truth about this lying, jealous, evil, pill-popping, junkie ass bitch. I am flabbergasted, child, because this is not the first person that said Sierra was a lying, pill-popping, a junkie ass bitch. And I don't put drugs on nobody, but damn, Sierra girl, they say that you out here popping them pills. I thought you was done with the Xanax and all of the antidepressants and shit. I don't know. If Sierra is on them drugs or on them pills, I hope she gets better because I know Sierra is one of my favorites. I don't know how this gonna lay out though, you getting into it with your sister-in-law. And it's getting kind of messy. Gemini, Sierra a Gemini. Gemini, are y'all some messy, tacky bitches? My cousin a Gemini, she definitely messy. I would say her name, but I don't want to put Coco on blast. Child, she probably gonna curse me out like, I get petty, I tell all your business. That's how them Geminis are. I don't know. So anyway, this story is gonna progress, I'm assuming. I don't know why Sierra is always in some mess though. That's what it seems like. I don't know, Sierra. Maybe you need to get some help, friend, because all of this energy you expending on this online drama, you could have your pot set coming out. Because I promise if Sierra drops some cookware, I'm buying it. I don't give a fuck about none of it. Baby, if you're popping pills and nod off, can you nod off after you drop off my package? Because I'm going to still buy the seasonings. And I'm going to buy the cookware if she drop it today. Exactly. Anyway, friends, so tell me what y'all think about Sierra. Now, since we in the A and we talking about these love and hip hop folks, let's talk about Moniece real quick. So remember yesterday, not yesterday, that was just earlier today. I told y'all about Apryl Jones. She did a video with Carlos King, right? And in the interview, she was talking about Omarion, getting with Little Fizz, being a trifling ass bitch. So he also asked her about Moniece Slaughter and them being friends. And Apryl, of course, took no accountability. So Moniece had something to say, child. And this is from Reality Entertainment TV. This is what Moniece said. It's kind of long, so I could break it up. But notice in her response, every time she talks about Carlos King, she acts Carlos King. I'm surprised Carlos King ain't comment on the post because I know he be on Reality Entertainment TV blog and OMFG. So she added Carlos King. She added Omarion. She added Just Hilarious because she threw her in it. She added you know what, now that I think about it, she added everybody except for Apryl. Unless Apryl not on Instagram. Tell me if Apryl on Instagram, y'all. Because she added everybody in this post except for Apryl. Ain't that some shit? I don't know. Anyway, so she said, as you all know, I'm currently battling clinical depression, so I've been popping in and out on Instagram. However, this was sent to me. The minute markers between the times Carlos King asked her the question and she finished giving her answer, we marked in the DM. Here's my response to both individuals. Go straight to hell. Carlos King, she talking about you, baby. And in case you thought she didn't tell you to go to hell, she added you to let you know, I really want you to know, I want you to go to Lucifer's lair down there. I don't know. So she said, go straight to hell in all capital letters. And then she added Carlos. She said, Carlos, you know damn well I never said she and I were friends. What I said was, I felt like she broke girl code. And I felt like it was a betrayal to Omarion more so than it was to me. Now, as far as she concerned, she can go to hell with you and my son's father. So Fizz, Apryl, and Carlos, she said all of y'all could go to hell in a partridge in a pear tree. I'm just telling y'all what's going on. And then she said, because he got on national TV to apologize to Omarion, and she sat on your show and gave a blanketed apology. What I find to be most interesting is that in one of the voice notes that Jess sent her, this is some messy shit. So Jess Hilarious sent her a voice note. She said exactly what America's most famous globe trotter said to you. She called it Apryl a globe trotter. Which is, she was never in love with my baby daddy. But that's indeed what was told to the world on Love and Hip Hop. Now, what will I say to this? My baby daddy, to this day, she talking about Fizz to this day will never stand up for me. I don't expect him to. I've given up that hope. But what he will do is show up for everyone else's baby mama. From that girl Chantel, who he told me and his parents he had a child by, Jay-Z to Apryl. I don't know. So this goes on. And to me, it sounds like she's still kind of hurt that Fizz never takes up for her. And basically, she told Carlos and Apryl, y'all can go to hell. Talks about going to the same house and da-da-da-da-da. So she goes on and on. Y'all know Monique can be a little long-winded. What else? The DCF report on my baby daddy bruising our son from punching him after he was ejected from his game. So now she's accusing Fizz of being physical with their son. She said, the DSF report of my baby daddy bruising our son from punching him after he was ejected from his game. I'm still just reading excerpts from what Moniece posted. So she just keeps talking about a whole bunch of Apryl shit. I don't know. This did happen like 5 or 10 years ago. At the end, she said, you both liars, and to both of you, I say fuck you. Moniece sounds really hurt. It sounds like she's still really hurt, and I hope that she's getting the help she needs. She says she just got out of the hospital and she's dealing with clinical depression. I do recall, like, sometime last year, I was on the post and we was talking about mental health. And y'all know me, I'm pretty open with my mental health. So I commented and Moniece commented back and gave me a long synopsis of what she was going through and what could help and all of that other stuff. So to me, even though I don't think Carlos King, and I don't even care for Carlos King like that, but I don't think Carlos King did anything outside of interviewing Apryl, unless Carlos lied and said that Moniece said that they was friends and he know that she ain't said that shit. Either way, Moniece feels some type of way. And Moniece, girl, you need to let that hurt go with Fizzle Pop. Exactly. Because first of all, Fizz don't even look like he got that thing on him. He don't. Do Fizz look like he got that thing on him to y'all? I think when you was young and you like, oh, he light skinned with a curly box. But now that we grown, I wouldn't give this nigga an eighth of coochie. Not an eighth. Not even a fifth, girl, I guess. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about Monique going off on Carlos King and Apryl Jones. In other news, let's talk about Salt Lake. Let's talk about Salt Lake. And make sure you subscribe, like the video, hype it up if you haven't, friend. So Salt Lake was good. In y'all opinion, is this new season giving so far? We only in episode 2, but is it giving what it needs to give? To me, it is, because we've had the girlies get into it both episodes, and we had some cool lines. Because I ain't never sucked on no gout dick. I ain't even heard of no gout dick. Hold on, does the dick actually have gout, or did the gout move up from his feet to the peen? Because I thought you can only get gout in your foot. What? Hold on, y'all. What part of the body can you get gout? Any joint is found in the big toe, followed by other joints in the feet, ankles, knees, wrists, and elbows. So it's like head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Let me twerk that body right out of control. Hey, head. Tell me y'all know this song. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Let me twerk that gout right out of control. No, okay, let's talk about not twerking the gout, child. Anyway, we twerking this gout on Salt Lake. So this is what the girlies was talking about. So it was like the continuation of the trip or whatever. They was cooking and shit. They were on a little trip or whatever. Meredith can't cook steaks. They was talking about cooking breakfast and stuff. Heather talking about she got no ability to spit now that she got Botox in her lips. This is some Caucasian lady shit. I don't know, because I'm thinking about getting Botox myself. Anyway, child, I really just liked them. At the beginning of this episode, it just kind of showed the goofy pretentiousness of Housewives. And I think that's why we still like Salt Lake City, because it's not forced hard drama. It's just silly rich girl banter. Oh, lawsuits and Botox in my lips, and yeah, you got high body count hair, and you sucked your husband's peen because he's rich. We like that type of drama, or etiquette. Let's get back to Karen Huger. So I think that's why Salt Lake City makes it work with their arguments and their banter. And other housewives, like they said, Atlanta was giving Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because we got too far into the ghetto ratchetry of it all. You know what I'm saying? I think with the housewives, the thing is you still have to maintain a level of class, and that's what separates the housewives from the other reality TV girlies. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the Beverly Hills, the Lisa Vanderpumps, the Karen Hugers, the Nene, not the ghetto. Housewives are prefaced off having a certain level of class and, pretentiousness about themselves. Anyway, child. So what else we talk about? Heather is around the campfire and she's talking about how she feels like she was born to be a mother, how she's happy that she had some time off. She said she never had a night off, and the dad gets to come there. He never had the kids overnight, but he just gets to come there and be like the fun dad. That scared the shit out of me, and that was kind of like one of the reasons why I've always been so apprehensive about having kids, because I never wanted to end up. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. I never wanted to end up a single mom, because I understood the struggle. My mom was a single mom for a while before my stepdaddy came along. And I've always been around single moms. So I couldn't imagine doing everything I needed to do and then devoting everything else to somebody else. Even still, I always wanted to be married and stuff. But you can be married. You can, quote unquote, try to do it the right way, be married, and then a few years in, he cheat on you, leave you high and dry, start a new family, and you still in that same situation. So I was just always scared to take that gamble. To me, that's just so much of a life gamble on a man and what he decides to do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But I felt Heather in that moment. I felt Heather in that moment. It was kind of sad, actually. Then we get Whitney. She starts talking about how her business is failing, how she wish she could be a stay-at-home mom, but she can't because they got to make money and stuff right now. Whitney get on my nerves. But I did like Whitney in this moment, because Whitney is a lot more transparent than probably any other housewife would be, about basically saying, hey, my business is failing, we need money, da. A lot of housewives not gonna admit that. They gonna fucking, you know what I'm saying, arguing it'll be a whole season about how her business not failing. So I appreciate Whitney at least being straightforward and keeping it real about her business and her issues or whatever. So then we get a scene with Mary and Robert Jr. Girl, this made me cry. So Robert went to a 30-day rehab. We know that recently he got in trouble and was trying to like break in the wife's house or some shit like that or whatever. So he was talking to his mom and he was like, hey, being back in the house is getting, he's around the same environment where he used to do drugs, and it was a part of his routine. I know, because I deal with addiction issues. I know if you don't remove yourself from that environment and quit that habit, you're going to always do it. Just like if you get off work every day, you drink every day when you get off work because the liquor store right off right off your exit on the highway. You're going to continue that until you change your habits and change the way you do things or whatever. So I understood where he was saying with where he was going with that. He told his mom that he was isolating, and his mother was like, okay, well, isolation is good because you're not around your friends. And he was like, well, I'm using bad coping mechanisms like food, weed. And you could tell he was like trying to lead up to what he was going to say. So the food and the weed, I was like, okay, well, now he getting high and getting fat and eating all of the time. because maybe he just has an addictive personality and it just resulted in drug use. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be addicted to a lot of different stuff, some negative, some positive. So he said he was addicted to food and then weed, and then he said drugs. And then he admitted that he smoked weed today and he did some pills. Mind you, from a girlie that been around a lot of people who did a lot of different type of drugs, I knew he was on drugs immediately. You can tell he's not on any uppers or something. He ain't, from this scene, it looks like he's not on like no coke or no heroin or no stuff like that, or no acid, no trippy type of stuff. But it looked like he was on some pills, like some Xanax, some perks, not no Molly or something like that, but definitely for sure. And it was really, really sad because you could tell that Mary's heart was broken, and she was like, she wasn't open. So I guess she's glad that he at least being open with her about it. But then she was talking about how you can't save somebody. They have to want to be saved. And the whole time her son was like just so high out of his mind while she was telling him that. It was so, so sad. If you ever dealt with somebody in your life, which I've dealt with this, people that you love and watch them go through their addiction phase and they drug phase and stuff, and you want to help them so bad, but you just see them, you know what I'm saying? You just see them failing or whatever. It's just really, really sad. I feel so bad for Mary. I couldn't imagine being in the house and it being my son. It's bad enough if it's like a family member or somebody that you really love. I don't know. So it's really sad that Mary gonna have to go through this a second season. But I like how real it is, because in actuality, you can send somebody to rehab 1,000 times, but if they keep getting out and keep doing the same thing, sometimes it takes a long time to get people off drugs. Like 10, 20, lots of years. Exactly. So I hope Mary get it together with her son. It's kind of really sad because he's young, but he was high out his fucking mind. Anyway, so then we get to Lisa and Heather. Lisa and Heather go to brunch, child. They act like Valley girls, spilling the tea. Of course, Heather started telling Lisa everything because she want to be Lisa's friend so damn bad. She like, yeah, and Brahman is coming with all of the business and she has all of these facts. She came to annihilate you. Oh my God, she came to annihilate me? Yes, girl, get the fuck out of here. I don't know why in Utah the girlies acting like Valley girls. Anyway, so Lisa asked Heather, she was like, okay, so did anybody have my back outside of you? And then Heather was like, yeah, Meredith had your back at first when they was talking shit, but then when Braun and them kept coming with the facts or whatever, she didn't really say too much. And then she mentioned, not Lisa. Did she mention Angie? She mentioned Angie, and Lisa starts crying like, I had Angie's back, and so and so and so and so. I'm like, girl, didn't you say her husband was in a circle jerk? Wasn't that what happened? I remember it clearly because I had to Google what a circle jerk was. I was like, what the fuck is a circle jerk? For those of y'all who don't know what a circle jerk, or y'all haven't followed Salt Lake City, and you got to get up with the Caucasian swinger dialect, a circle jerk is. So a circle jerk is allegedly when all of the men are standing around in a circle and jerk to the left. It's like you jerk him like ring around the rose. Girl, that's some crazy ass shit. I ain't that freaked out the frame. I'm a Scorpio, but I ain't never been freaked out the frame like that to know what a circle jerk is. Anyway, so Lisa, girl, get the fuck out of here. You was talking that shit to Angie last season. So what makes you think that Angie not gonna talk shit about you, or Bronwyn for that matter? Exactly. Anyway, so Heather was throwing everybody on the bus, under the bus. Lisa like, okay, and she crying over Angie and like, okay, Meredith didn't have my back. Bitch, she just told you that Meredith had your back. So why did Meredith get thrown under the bus when Meredith clearly had your back? And that's what Heather said. And Heather, you didn't interject and correct her like, no, bitch, Heather did have your back. Heather is a messy Mormon bitch, but we need her. It's giving they need a messy bitch like Heather for the show. Exactly. But she a messy ass bitch. And if I was Meredith, I'd end up going off on Heather too, bitch. Because don't go back to telling her I ain't have her back when I clearly had her back. Meredith clearly had her back on the trip. I guess, child. Anyway, what else we started talking? We talked about Mary and her son or whatever. Okay, so we get Bronwyn and Heather. They go out. First of all, I love Bronwyn's red coat with them red heels. It was cute. And then I was shocked. I thought she was going to have on like a skirt or something underneath her. But she just had on like a casual blue jean and white. But that damn red coat with the red heels. Y'all know red my favorite color. I was like, okay. And I loved in her confessional, she had on that purple feather dress thing. Bronwyn was killing it. And then Heather came in with her $10 sweater from Hobby Lobby. Exactly. From Grandpa Pigeons. I guess, y'all. So they were talking about the mothering situation or whatever. Heather is committed to thinking that Bronwyn is trying to come at her. Bronwyn is trying to like sympathize with her. Like, no, I was saying that you were kind of like a better mother than me. It's not like that. They started talking about Lisa and shit. Bronwyn is trying to prove her point. Like, no, it is what it is. You know, this bitch was talking about me, so I'm 10 toes down. I want to get it back in blood. Basically, that's what she was trying to tell her. So I'm not sure why Bronwyn is kind of sucking up to Heather. I'm not sure if it's because Heather is like one of the OGs of the show right now. But if I'm Bronwyn, I would never suck up to Heather because Bronwyn is more fabulous than Heather to me. And Bronwyn is more likable than Heather to me. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. And I wouldn't even be cool with Heather knowing Heather was talking all that shit behind my back and she's so far up under Lisa ass. If I was Bronwyn, I wouldn't try to be cool with Heather. So I don't know what that's about. I love me some Bronwyn, but I don't know why she keep trying to be cool with Heather. Because Heather is a friend to no one. So I don't know. And Heather is fake. I wouldn't even want to be with friends with a girl who suck up to another bitch. You not even my type of bitch. You can't stand 10 toes down. I don't know, child. Anyway, so we get to this girl named Amy, her party. She like a big socialite. Everybody like she got a big house and she that girl. So we at Amy's house. I wonder is Amy gonna be introduced as like a friend because they showed a picture of Amy and her husband. She a socialite. She throw parties. We didn't get a formal introduction to her, but they glanced and showed her picture and her caption and stuff. So let's see if Amy gonna be on the show. I wonder what we gonna get with Amy. Anyway, so Lisa is there, and Lisa starts asking Meredith and Brittany what was said. Like, bitch, what was said about what? So Meredith was like, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. So she's telling her, like, it was bad. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to tell you who did what and what was said, bitch. But it was bad, and them hoes was talking about. Okay, we ain't gonna talk in Meredith's voice. If Meredith was Mary from 47th Street. Meredith was like, bitch, I'm gonna tell you like this. It was bad, ho. They was talking about you like a dog. They was talking about you like a dog, bitch. I tried to stop them, but I'm gonna tell you later because you know it's a lot of people around and shit, and we don't know these motherfuckers like this. But when we get off, I got a pack of Newports and shit in the car. I got a little bit of Martell. We gonna talk because them hoes was talking about you bad, bitch. So Meredith was trying to keep it cute or whatever. Lisa was just eating it up. Then Brittany was like, because Angie said that you was just like Jen Shaw. You was a criminal ass bitch. That's what Angie said. So Lisa gets on Angie's ass, and now Lisa want to talk to Angie. So Angie skedaddles all on over there. In the meantime, Bronwyn gets over there. And Bronwyn like, bitch, don't try to come at Angie. Don't try to come at Angie because really you talking about me and really you want to talk to me. Bitch, let's talk. Lisa kept avoiding talking to Bronwyn. She didn't want to talk to Bronwyn because Bronwyn had the facts. Bronwyn pulled up the court documents about the lawsuit because allegedly in the lawsuit, Lisa had this other dude get her an Amex card and she owed him money for the Amex card. But she said, don't tell John, her husband, about the Amex card. So Bronwyn like, girl, who was you slobbing on and why you owe that man money? And then the producer showed the paperwork. So we see the paperwork. So Lisa, that shoe poo. This is why Lisa didn't want to talk to Bronwyn. She wanted to try to go in on Angie, but she didn't want to deal with Bronwyn because she know Bronwyn would get real sassy with her, and Bronwyn then already looked up the facts, so Bronwyn already know the facts. Anyway, girls, so they start getting into it or whatever. Lisa is like, Bronwyn is not a lawyer. She probably didn't even go to college. So Bronwyn like, whatever, whenever you get through, the paperwork still here, bitch, and you still a hoe. And why the fuck you owe that man an Amex? And she was like, why you don't want to talk to me? Why you don't want to talk to me? Because Lisa's steady avoiding talking to her. She trying to sideline Bronwyn and talk to Angie. She like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you because I don't like you. You're basically loitering right now. Not you trespassing, hoe. She said you basically loitering. The fact that Lisa keep trying to play Bronwyn like an outsider ass bitch is what's fucking me up. I don't like the fact that y'all act like Lisa is the queen bee. But she said, I don't want to talk to you because I don't like you. You're basically loitering now. So everybody in the party looking at shit, and Bronwyn trying to recover from loitering and shit. And she like, well, whenever you get through, it's still here. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you still owe this man. What's up with the Amex and why you ain't tell your husband? And I don't know how Lisa started talking about her sucking dick. She was like, yeah, because you sucking dick, da da da. And Bronwyn was like, yeah, I do suck dick. Yeah. Oh, we was talking about the Amex. So Lisa was like, no, that's you. When the Amex bill comes and you don't want Todd to see, you suck his dick. Apparently, that's what Bronwyn told Lisa. So Lisa like, yeah, I do. And when my Amex bill comes, it's like a book. It's like a box. Like, bitch, I run up the Amex. These are the type of housewife arguments we want. She like, bitch, when my Amex bill come, it's like a fucking book, bitch, because I run his Amex up. And if I got to suck a little dick, if I got to suck a little geriatric to get the Amex bill paid, that's what it's going to be. Who dick is you sucking and why you got that lawsuit? Bronwyn was getting with her, though. Like, whenever you get through, why do you have an Amex in another man's name, bitch? And why you not sucking your husband dick? And why he ain't got that Amex? Girl, and then Lisa was like, yeah, sucking that gout dick. What? First of all, do Todd got gout? Let's see, do Todd got gout? No, we don't know that. I don't want to violate any HIPAAs, but I don't know. I don't know if she's trying to say, I don't know if Lisa was trying to allude to the fact that Bronwyn told her that Todd had the gout. And Todd, if you do have the gout, has it traveled up to your penile region? So when the Amex bill comes, is you sucking on gout, Zick, and juice? I don't know. I don't know, but it was funny. I was like, child, I ain't never heard of no gout, Zick. Anyway, so they talking about sucking Zeke, child. They at a nice upscale event, classy, on some Fresh Prince of Bel-Air of Utah type of shit. And they talking about sucking Zeke. These white girls are so trashy. Exactly. Anyway, child, so they continuously getting into it about the lawsuit, sucking on the Zeke or whatever. Meanwhile, Jared is over there with the dudes and they questioning Jared about whether or not he like Brittany. Like, do you like her? Do you love her? Are you in love with her? He like, I don't know. He acting stupid or whatever. He looked like he gained weight too. Brittany, I know you're not doing all of this for Jared. Jared is really okay. Jared don't even look better than Jimmy Kimmel, bitch. Girl, Brittany, you a damn fool. Anyway, so when they start talking about gout dick, girl, Heather talking about... She ain't heard that shit since the Civil War. She talking about some, you treasonous, treacherous bastards. She had some funny little commentary. She made me snickle and giggle. Anyway, so the girlies get to beefing or whatever. That was kind of like the end of the episode when the beef. Did anything else happen? Yeah. The whole beef between Bronwyn and Lisa or whatever, obviously it's going to continue throughout the season. I wonder what we're going to get from Brittany. I hope all season we ain't going to talk about Brittany and Jared, because Jared ain't that cute. And I don't want to hear about it. We still don't know what Meredith's going to talk about all season. I guess we're going to get a lot of Mary and her son in the drug stuff. What about Mary's husband, though? Are we going to talk anything about Mary's husband and what's going on? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Exactly. Anyway, so this episode of Salt Lake City was good. On the next episode, it kind of looked like Lisa got boards out trying to prove why she not guilty of owing that man in America. Somebody remind me to find who the dude is who got the lawsuit against Lisa. Just like the black girlies, I gotta get in tune with the white girlies. So I can find the man who's suing Lisa. So next week, when she started lying about this lawsuit, at least I know some shit. So somebody remind me exactly. Anyway, so this episode of Salt Lake City was pretty good. Tell me what y'all thought about the episode. Who is y'all favorite cast member? Do y'all think Bronwyn got with Lisa or Lisa got with Bronwyn? Lisa was funny when she was talking about the gout zick. That was a little funny, exactly. But I still like Bronwyn more than I like her. And I think that Lisa was trying to avoid talking to Bronwyn and get with Angie because Bronwyn had the facts on that bitch. And am I the only one who think Bronwyn on that stuff? This all alleged in my opinion. But why does Lisa, not Bronwyn, but Lisa, if y'all notice, Lisa blinks. When they was at that party, Lisa was like, yeah. I was like, what is wrong with this bitch? Now, the son might not be on no uppers, but Lisa damn show act like she on some uppers. Act like some lines are available, baby. The lines are available. The plate is en route. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. But tell me if y'all noticed that in that episode, child. Lisa blinked about 1 million times. At least 1,000,002 times. Seriously. Girl, I guess. Anyway, and tell me what y'all think about Sierra being called a pill-popping garanimal. And Moniece cursing Carlos King out about Apryl Jones. We don't give a fuck. We don't even give a fuck about Fizzle. And I'm sure Fizzle ain't popping. I'm sure Fizzle ain't got no dick. Excuse my language today. Exactly. But it's after 5. Exactly. Anyway, so make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. I'll talk to you later, friend. Have a good one. Bye.